Kapow! Hello and welcome to Stanchion Snacks. Now, what a weekend we've had.
Good hold-up play by Larin. And Fellows, Southampton have got runners to his left, including Shea. They're back in front.
Much like the first team, we cannot relax. We cannot take our foot off the gas here at Stanchion Snacks, because as they prepare for a very important game, I must prepare another important recipe here in my attempt to create a unique dish for every single Saints game this season. We are off to Wrexham, a game that I will be at, actually the nearest ground in the Championship to where I live, so I'm very much looking forward to that one. There's actually only 2 players that have played for Southampton and Wrexham, as far as I know. Jay Rodriguez, who we have already referenced in this series, and Brett Ormerod.
Marston behind him. Terrific ball into Marston here for Southampton. Is this the breakthrough? It is! Brett Ormerod breaks the deadlock.
Today we are going to be creating a dish that celebrates Brett Ormerod. So Brett Ormerod is from Blackpool. We're going to be celebrating the wonderful sort of seafood that you get in that area. So I've got some Morecambe Bay shrimps. So we're basically going to start off with a bit of a classic restaurant starter, and we're going to do some potted shrimp. First thing we're going to add to that is some nice diced banana shallot. You know how much I like it. Some chopped herbs. So I've got some parsley here, and I've got some chives. So just a touch of zest, just to start us off with. Now I did have to go and buy some new lemons this morning, because the lemons I was planning to use for this recipe I actually made margaritas out of after our wonderful victory. Oh, nice squeeze of lemon in there as well. Smoked paprika, maybe like half a teaspoon I'm adding here. You can always add more if you like. Pepper. To that we're going to add something that any of you home cooks might get scared about, but do not get scared, because what we are now going to do is clarified butter. It's very, very easy. Join me over at the stove. Let's give it a go. So what we're basically doing is very gently heating half a pack of butter to remove any of the milk solids. This will make it easier to digest and is suitable for people with mild dairy sensitivities, as it removes almost all of the lactose. We also end up with a higher smoking point, so you can get the butter very hot without it burning. So everything that rises to the top you can just skim off, although if you're careful enough you can pour it through a fine mesh sieve like this, and then just make sure you leave behind that little scummy bit at the end. What you then end up with is this lovely, beautifully clear butter. Alright? And I'm going to pour most of this in, but not all of it. Because the shrimps were nice and cold and I've let that butter cool a little bit, it's almost coming straight together, so we get this lovely, nice, thick, almost emulsion. Got 2 rings, so they're different sizes, obviously. I don't just have different size hands. Classic joke for you there. Just going to press that into these rings, give it a little push down. If you wanted to do a little ramekin, and then what you can do is pour this last little bit of the butter on the top, and that will just kind of set on the top there. Traditionally you might just serve this with a bit of bread or a bit of Melba toast or something. We're going to do something quite exciting today. We are actually going to serve these with crumpets. So start by warming 275 millilitres of milk and 55 millilitres of water to 38 degrees centigrade. Then add 6 grams of sugar and 6 grams of yeast. Leave it somewhere warm under a damp cloth for a good 15 to 20 minutes until it starts to bubble up. Then take 225 grams of bread flour with 6 grams of salt. Create a well in the middle. Pour in your yeasty liquid and then give it a real good mix until you end up with a nice thick batter. Cover with your cloth and again leave somewhere warm for this time about 45 minutes to an hour. Interestingly, crumpet is actually an English word that originates from Welsh. As I'm a little bit Welsh, I thought it would be quite interesting for you guys to learn a little bit of Welsh. So this next segment is called Welsh Words That You Already Know. Number 1 is penguin. And when I say it, it sounds Welsh, doesn't it? Penguin. That's because it comes from two Welsh words, which is head and white. So it basically translates as head white or white head. The fact that penguins have black heads, we'll have to turn a blind eye to that. But basically the word pen, which means head, and the word gwen, that means white. So that is penguin. Number 2 of Welsh words that you already know is corgi. That is corgi, which again comes from two words. It comes from the word dwarf, which is cor, and gi, which is a Welsh word for dog. So it basically translates as dwarf dog. So there is corgi. Welsh word number 3 that you already know is peril. That is peril, which basically means danger. So when someone says that they are in peril, they're basically using the Welsh word for danger. Number 4 Welsh word that you already know is avon, and that is avon, which is the Welsh word for river. So when people say Stratford upon Avon, they're basically saying Stratford upon River in Welsh. That's 4 Welsh words you already know. Let's get on and start with these crumpets. Start by greasing the same rings that you set your shrimp in, and then add your lovely bubbly batter about halfway up the ring. Now these do take a while to cook, so be patient. They will take somewhere between sort of 6 to 8 minutes on a nice low heat. When you notice the bubbles on the top, it's time to remove the ring and flip it over, and then just give it about another minute on the other side. I also had a go at doing some in the small rings as well. And if you haven't got any rings, you can just cook these flat and they end up a bit more like pikelets. Top them with the shrimp and then just give it a little flash through a warm oven just to soften the butter. All right, let's get to eating. These are, yes, a little bit of a labour of love. First thing first, there's a bit of butter on this tray. I might just try one of these little ones. Beautiful aeration in the middle. What a lovely crumpet. There's so much flavour. It's nice, it's yeasty, it's beery. Imagine receiving that in a little cafe. That is absolutely sensational. It's a work of art. It's a thing of beauty. This was worth the wait. It's absolutely delicious. It's warming, it's meaty. The lovely fresh herbs is beautiful. Little hits of the onion. Yes, the crumpet is the standout thing. This is Stanchion Snacks. This is a potted shrimp crumpet, and it's a bit of a mouthful.